Welcome to
Succeed Even If. I'm Tom Marcoux.
And I'm Johanna McLeod.
This episode is Succeed Even If You Need True Security When Pressed by Fear. Johanna, I'm wondering, tell me about a time you were pressed by fear.
One time I had 3 jobs and I was working myself to the bone. And I was worried that I wouldn't be able to make enough money to make ends meet. And so I ignored the signals of me being very tired. And one day I collapsed on one of my jobs.
That's so intense. And I can hear it. You were just doing the best you could. And fear was driving you. Fear kind of clogged up your whole sensory system so that you didn't notice or you wouldn't give proper attention to that this was not sustainable.
Yes.
It's so often that we as human beings face fear. And as an entrepreneur, for example, may be facing fear every day or at least some portions of every week. Where is true security? We would like this opportunity to get to that space of no worries, no discomfort, total paradise.
Where is that place? I'd like to go.
Probably in the moment of meditation. Somewhere in the middle of a meditation session, that might be an experience of calm and peace. However, we're talking about how do you function at a higher level, at a better level in daily life. And we're going to focus on true security, and we're going to focus on being the person who takes action. So we're going to use the word acts, the person who acts.
Oh, okay.
And every letter stands for a method. The first letter is A, and it's about acquire more skills. So security, true security does not reside in a particular profession, an industry, a particular job, a particular relationship. Where security is in your ability to get the next job or in your ability to create more value so that somehow people can see how you can help them and then more opportunities will open up.
But how do you keep yourself from, as in my example, of just collapsing from working so hard that you're trying to give so much benefit?
Often what's necessary for us in a situation like that is to stay conscious, stay aware. And so for many of us, it's good to have a coach or a therapist or an insightful family member or friend or elder who can help us look at the whole picture. Now, when I talk about conscious, I really mean being aware, seeing it. Now, there's an old phrase from an author, Roger Malott. He said, you can't enlighten the unconscious. If one is not conscious of being out of resources, being out of energy, being out of the ability to keep going. Now, I can also understand this too, that situation when you're working those 3 jobs, you were rather young, in your 20s. Well, there's a lot of things we're not conscious of in our 20s. And that might be the first time you really run up against your limit, your physical limit.
Well, I sure did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We acquire more skills in terms of how to take care of ourselves. That's an important skill because really we're on the front line with ourselves and other people are so busy being concerned about their own problems that they might not notice how we are burning out. It seems as the chapters of our lives unfold, we have to pull ourselves back from burning out. We have to pull ourselves back to renewal so that we don't burn out, we brown out.
How do we do that?
Well, certainly it's to make sure that you have your daily practices and those become non-negotiable, like a business meeting that you know you must attend. So certain non-negotiable appointments with yourself include exercise and sleep and proper nutrition.
Meditation?
Yes, meditation. And when I say meditation, I mean even just 5 minutes a day. That is better than 0. And that's a lot of times what it takes to stay in a place of what I call your personal energy buffer so that you have extra because life is going to push you. You're going to get a tough phone call that a family member has suddenly ended up in the hospital and now you're going to be losing sleep and you're going to be doing the vigil and you're going to be there. And you always need extra, a personal energy buffer. Now, C of acts is choose an appropriate risk. So if we are trying to find security, you might say that it is a paradox, or some people might say it's ironic, that in order to be stronger and have more security, you actually have to be taking certain appropriate risks. For example, if in your business activities you were doing a certain set of activities and then someone says, can you do this? And you might say yes for the first time to a particular client to do a new facet of the work. That's an appropriate risk because now your menu of services will expand. Also, your possibilities of more opportunities and more referrals will expand because now you have gone into an area. For example, for about 19 years, we've been making videos internally in our own company to do all kinds of promotional activities and things like that. But more recently, we've opened up the door and invited a certain select number of clients that we work on, edit, improve, consult on, and help their videos. So that's a different opportunity. That's opening the door. It's an appropriate risk. When someone is concerned about security, I'm suggesting that C of ACTS is choose an appropriate risk. You have to weigh it out. When we go into a new area, we don't want to go into an area that we don't think we have enough skills. We want to go into an area where we think, I have the skills, and I'm also going to need to practice how can I keep the client happy. I'll give you an example. At some point, I was working on someone's project. This was a time where I was copy editing some project, and I sent an email to the client and said, at this point, we're 31,000 words into your 64,000 word book copy editing project.
That's good to give them updates.
Yes, and that's how you take good care of your client. So a person who's going to get new clients in a new area, they need to then stretch and practice how to keep your client happy with good updates. To know that the project is almost 50% done and have such updates will not only make this a happy client, but it can also lead to referrals. T of ACTS is trust in deposits for your long-term journey. Trust in deposits for your long-term journey. Now, long ago, everybody would think about, oh, I'll make a deposit into a savings account, and maybe I'll make some interest. Now, in more recent years, there's
Don't count on it.
well, there's hardly any interest. So the idea of making a deposit, now there has been a concept that has been around for at least 20 years, the idea of depositing in the emotional bank account. That is, each relationship, you devote attention and time and concern and action and being fully present with that person. These are deposits in the emotional bank account. When I say trust in deposits in your long-term journey, if you do these appropriate risks and you try different ways of serving and you increase the size of your menu of services and how you're welcoming opportunities into your life, this is the source of true security. Not any one client, not any one job, not any one industry, not any one method. It's this ability to take action and to adapt and to learn quickly. This is where your true security is. And to realize that even if you do something and it doesn't work out, the learning from that makes you more adaptable. You can adapt to more things, and that makes you more valuable to the marketplace. It also can give you more strength and feelings of self-worth, which can also help you be more calm and available and present in relationships. All of this can uplift your life and give you a sense of true security as opposed to just trying to rely on something that's outside you. Basically, we're giving your inside, your internal reality, an opportunity to grow and to be strengthened. And that's where the true security is, not in the external world.
What a good idea.
Thank you. And finally, S of ACTS is serve more. So if you look around and you feel like this industry is being squeezed, this way that I earned my living is not working out anymore. Something has shifted in the marketplace. People have often talked about how certain jobs will shift out of one country and go into another country. The people who are left in the first country that saw their jobs going away, now they need to find a way to serve more. And you never know how that's going to lead to new opportunities. You could be volunteering at one's church or at this association, at a nonprofit organization, and then you find, hey, I'm good at this. I know someone who was volunteering at this person's church, and they were doing graphics, and then they went and attended City College, and they learned more about graphics, and then they got hired to do graphics somewhere else. You see, you never know what new opportunities and new skills you will develop as you serve more.
How do you know when it's appropriate to serve more?
A lot of it is related to how do we know anything? And that's developing, this is a skill too. Remember, A was acquire more skills. Developing the skill of how to recognize your intuition, how to distinguish it from being the voice of fear. So the intuition says expand, take an appropriate risk, grow. And fear says hide, take no risks, contract. If it looks like there's a way to serve more, then you can take time. Maybe you don't say yes right away. You take a night or two, and the old phrase is sleep on it. And see how you feel about it the next morning. See how you experience whatever on the inside is telling you, yeah, do this, or I'm not sure.
So listen to your intuition, it sounds like you're saying.
Yes, and the idea is intuition is looking for expansion, and fear is looking to contract and hide. It is possible that as you try volunteering doing something, that it may not be quite a match. But you did help as well as you could at that point, and then you could actually go to the supervisor of the nonprofit and you can say, well, that looks like it's not quite a match for me, but maybe I could help in this way. Or maybe they'll give you more training. Who knows? It just depends on what the situation is in terms of the opportunity. But for anyone who has their own business, if things feel slow, see if you can expand your menu and you can serve more. And also part of that is to get out there, do a podcast, give a free speech, offer something to the circle you already have so that you're serving more. Because once again, your true security comes from action and service. This looks like a good time for a Marcoux moment. That's when I share an excerpt from one of my 48 books that are currently up on Amazon. Now we're going to talk about my book, Power Time Management. More time, less stress, and zero procrastination. This book is about your breakthrough for more success, happiness, and time off.
We can all use more time off.
That'd be fun. On page 66, I talk about something called the solution for error plan. What if you had no fear of making mistakes? Would you try more things? Would your career take a leap forward? My clients use the solution for error plan to gain these terrific benefits. Live an extraordinary life, remove self-defeating patterns, eliminate guilt feelings. On page 82, there's an actual copy of the solution for error plan. It has 7 steps, and I'm going to just share a couple of the questions that are on this form. What's the error and what led to it? What are the painful consequences or the feelings you want to avoid? And further along on this page, it has, what did you do right? What does the solution look like? What does it feel like? What are the benefits of the solution to you and to the team? And step 7 is, how can you reward yourself for taking action? And that's the close of our excerpt from the book, Power Time Management, More Time, Less Stress, and Zero Procrastination. And this book is about your breakthrough for more success, happiness, and time off. Johanna, I'm curious, what are you going to keep from our conversation?
I think the part about acquiring skills was very useful.
Excellent. When we talk about skills, we're not just talking about skills like copy editing or accounting practices. We're talking about skills in terms of how you approach your life, in terms of serving more and looking for appropriate risks and taking action and looking at the situation with a long-term view, that all the things that you learn, you have no idea how you can better serve people in the future. Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you, Tom. This broadcast is brought to you by Tom's online course at udemy.com.
Yes, I'm really excited about my online course. It's called Your Secret Charisma. More confidence and more sales. My other courses include Success Secrets, Confidence and Skills to Handle Toxic People. Another course is Darkest Secrets of Persuasion and Seduction Masters, How to Protect Yourself and Turn the Power to Good. And another course is Darkest Secrets of Film Directing.
Click to subscribe to this channel.
And then you'll be supporting Johanna, me, and our message.
Tom helps people in other ways.
As a spoken word strategist and executive coach, I help people really connect and get yes. I help them with their speeches, pitches, video marketing, and networking. And I help them prepare for that crucial life-changing meeting. As you're ready to go to the next step, see special videos. Find out about my books and coaching at getthebigyes.com/next step.
And so remember,
Perform at your best with words, strategy, and rehearsal.
for your success.